If you're anxious about STI testing, you're in the right place. I'm a pharmacist specializing in HIV and sexual health, and I've spent years working in clinics where this is done every single day. Nothing I'm about to explain is dramatic, painful, or embarrassing. This is simply how STI testing actually works, step by step. I'm going to show you what most people get wrong about a full STI screen and what isn't tested unless you ask. So take a breath, and here's what you need to know. STI testing is something most people worry about far more than they need to. I've seen thousands of these tests done, and honestly, most people say the same thing afterwards. Was that it? Because what people imagine, pain, judgment, embarrassment, almost never matches the reality. First, where should you get tested? I get this question all the time in the comments. Are home test kits reliable? Should I go to a doctor? Or is a sexual health clinic better? So this is my professional opinion. If you don't have any symptoms and you're just doing routine testing, maybe you want peace of mind or to know your status, home test kits are fine as long as they're from a reputable provider. But if you do have symptoms, things like sores, discharge, pain, or you've had a high-risk exposure, then the most complete and reliable option is to go in person to a sexual health clinic. Here, we can examine you properly, take the right swabs, and make sure nothing important is missed. Next, what actually happens in an STI test? For most people, it's incredibly simple. First, a urine sample. That checks for chlamydia and gonorrhea. No needles, no pain. Second, a blood test. That checks for HIV and syphilis. Sometimes hepatitis. Usually just a finger prick or a small vial. And third, swabs, but only if needed. A throat swab if you've had oral sex, a rectal swab if you've had anal sex. And here's something people don't realize. You often do these swabs yourself in private. Most people are surprised by how quick and straightforward this is. Next, what does a standard STI screen actually test for? This is where people often get confused. A standard screen usually includes chlamydia, gonorrhea, HIV, syphilis, and sometimes hepatitis B or C as well. But, and this really matters, not every STI is automatically tested. Things like herpes, HPV, or mycoplasma aren't routinely checked unless you have symptoms or you specifically ask. So if something doesn't feel right, say it. Don't assume a full screen means everything. When should you get tested? Simple rules. New partner, get tested. Symptoms, get tested now. Sexually active, every 3 to 6 months. And unprotected sex, do not wait. Next, what happens if you don't get tested? A lot of STIs don't cause symptoms at first, so people assume everything is fine when it isn't. Take chlamydia for example. Left untreated, and it can lead to fertility problems and long-term pelvic or testicular pain. Or syphilis. Early on, it might just be a painful sore that disappears, but years later, it can affect your heart, your brain, and your nervous system. Or HIV, that's another one. Without testing, people can feel completely fine for years, while the virus quietly damages the immune system. So this isn't about fear, it's about understanding that early testing prevents long-term problems. And finally, let's talk about results. If your results come back negative, that's reassurance and a reminder to keep doing what you're doing. If something comes back positive, you're not left on your own. The clinic explains it clearly and starts treatment or follow-up. Many STIs are curable. HIV is treatable. Early diagnosis keeps you healthy. So, friends, let me leave you with this. You check your car, you check your bank balance, you check your phone battery. Checking your sexual health should be just as normal. I'm a pharmacist specializing in HIV and sexual health. Follow for more clear, honest health advice without fear and without judgment. Until next time, stay safe, folks.